Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. And module for this section is enumeration. Enumeration is simple as it sounds. It means to gain more information about the network, about the hosts that are alive in network with different protocols. So there are many protocols which are open, means for example NTP, SNMTP, and etc etc etc. There are many. So we will look each and every lab through this. We can there is one more NetBIOS. So we will look. So without wasting time, let's jump into it. Okay, so our topology, as you can see, is the same with the same network with Windows s 241, Linux s 239, Windows Server set 242, and router S246, which is a Cisco router. Okay, with this 24 subnet. Okay, so let's jump into a Kali box for our first lab. So you this we are in a Kali box, and as you can see, I have opened a ZenMap, which is a GUI version of our Nmap. So you can perform this thing in CLI also with the same command. I like ZenMap because it's a little bit GUI, and as you can see, I scanned one of our IP, which is Windows Server. Okay, and let me take out my pen. Yeah, this is Windows Server, and I check slash minus o, which means give me the operating system. But by default, if you don't do anything, the nmap command gives you the open ports and means and scans 1,000 default ports. Okay, so 1,000 most famous ports. Okay, so as you can see, our result is here, and there are many open services which are running on this Windows Server. So the first topic we are going to take is this one, that is port number 139, which is a TCP, and it is NetBIOS SSN. So jumping into a Windows 7 box. So we are back in our Kali Linux machine, means Windows 7 machine, and uh, the command we are here going to use is nbtstat, which will connect us to a tool which will give us information about that NetBIOS port number. So let me type nbtstat, and if you don't let me remove it. If you don't type any options, you will get the information about ntbstat. I hit enter. Sorry, enter the information about nbtstat. So to mention host, there are many AMI. So I will type nbtstat minus capital A and our host. So I will be typing our Windows server. Okay. So it will tell you about the services which is running through that port, through that NetBIOS SSN port. It will tell you all the services which are running. So minus capital A means we can get information using the IP address of that host instead of NetBIOS name. So I am mentioning our IP address instead of. So if I click enter, so as you can see, there are some registered services that are going on in a Windows server, and these codes have meaning, and I have mentioned each and every code in a lab manual. So 00 means workstation service, and 20 means our file service. So these are the three services which I did find out through 139 ports, and I can tell these services are running on that Windows 7 machine. Okay, so for this we have an extra tool also which will tell us the same thing, which is NetBIOS enumerator. So as you can see, this is a NetBIOS enumerator. You have to put the range of IPs. So if you have only single IP, just place the same IP from and to. I said I actually set up a range of 150 to 254 which will give me the open ports wherever there is NetBIOS open in any of the hosts. It will give you the list, and if I click on this plus icon and hit scan, so it will scan. And please do make sure that you uncheck this mark, else this range will not be there. It will take from 190 to 168 1.1. So if you uncheck this mark, it will be correct, the range will be correct. And as you can see, there are many information I got. There is a workstation service going on, domain name service going on, file server service is going on. So this is our this box. Okay, means this Windows 7 box, and 242 is a Windows Server box. And as you can see, as here you get the three information, the services which are running here. Okay, so next we will look after SNMP enumeration. So we are back. Let it make it full screen. Okay, so as we talked, we are talking about SNMP enumeration. Means I have by default opened my SNMP port in my Cisco router, so that it is easier for me to scan the SNMP port. So you can actually know everything which is running on that Cisco router by that SNMP open port. So to do that, I have in Windows machine, I have installed, means I have downloaded a tool called SNScan, which is Super NScan, uh, Super NScan, which is created by McAfee, the famous antivirus company. So they created this tool. Okay, so if I turn on this, if I double click, it will give me a warning. Yeah, run and hit OK. So it already gave it a range, so I will change it. I will make it 140 so that search is quicker. And start IP, and then you have to click this arrow to move this IP to the right side. Then it's okay, you can select more ports if you want. I have 161 by default. I will hit scan by hitting this play button, and as you can see, our Cisco router is there. And if I click on the Cisco router, and you can see more information. Means it's running a version of 15.6. It's an IOSB router, and it's released. Let me do one thing. Oh, I can't increase the size, but as you can see, I got the version number which is running, means version which is it is running. So yeah, so let me make it okay. Yeah, so if you scroll down, you will get more and more information. So you can copy it to clipboard also. So you can use a notepad and paste it. For this, I will open a notepad and let's see what all information it has. I will open a notepad. Okay, notepad, notepad. I'll click on notepad and hit paste. So these are the information I got from that route SNMP port. So as you can see, the software was released by Cisco, everything, it grabbed it from there. Okay, so there is another software called SolarWinds IP browser. So you can download that, it will give you more information about the port. So I'm not going to demonstrate that, but I will demonstrate the same thing in Kali by using Metasploit. Okay, so I will pause this video and jump into my Kali box. Yeah, I'm in my Kali box, and instead of writing Metasploit here, you can directly go to application and search for Metasploit framework. Metasploit framework, and just click it. Yeah, so it will open. It was asking me the password. I will hit enter and let it load. I will resume it from there. Yeah, our Metasploit framework is loaded completely, and if you don't know the command of searching an SNMP enumeration attack or auxiliary attack, anything, so just type search SNMP and it will give you all the filtered exploits. Okay, so here we will go up to Yeah. Oh, I skipped it. Yeah, we will go for this one, which is scanning the SNMP port and what it can give us to us. So we will just simply hit Control Shift C. I copied it. Okay. Use that module. Sorry, that module. Control Shift V and hit Enter. So this little guy showing here is that we are inside that module, and now we have to type, let me clear this. Okay, now we have to see the options whichever there are. So we'll type show options, and these are the required fields. Yes, and all are filled except the R host. We have to set the R host. I'm setting it set R host without equal to, we have to type 192.168.255.246, I guess, is our Cisco router. And if you press enter, it will be set. And if you now type show options, yeah. So as you can see, our host is set. And now if we run, just simply type run to exploit. And I will pause this video. Okay, great. I didn't have to pause this video, but the great thing about this is, okay, let's go up. Yeah. So the great thing about this exploit is the similar result is found in our SolarWinds. So don't have to worry. Our SolarWinds gives us the similar result. So as you can see, system information, it's IP, host name, description about the Cisco router, contact location, it's not there. Update time was this. IP forwarding is enabled. Default TTL is 225. You can get many things. Yes, we get, as you can see, we can also know the network interface is alive. The in octets, out octets means the packet is flowing through that interface. So from that, you can guess that this is the port which the router is using to flow the traffic. Else in these ports, as you can see, there is 00, which means there is no packet flowing. So I get all the information of these ports from one single Metasploit command, right? So the next thing we will see is a tool called SNMP walk. So let me pause this video. So I type the command. Let me do one thing. Clear. Yeah. The command for SNMP walk, which is a tool in Kali, which gives us the same information, and it will send uh, multiple SNMP requests. -C means community string, as we mentioned in that scan, SNN scan, which was public. -V means version of this thing, SNMP version. And if we hit enter, it will send multiple packets. And as you can see, it's hitting it, and it will grab all the information it could, and it keeps on going. It will not stop, and it keeps on going. So let me pause this. So as you can see, there are strings, everything. It's catching Cisco IP, SLA video, everything it's catching from that port. So I will stop this and move on to our next lab, which is LDAP enumeration. Hello, we are back, and let me go to my Windows server. As you can see, I have enabled an LDAP server here. So it's very easy. You have to go to manage, add roles and features, and then you have to click on LDAP server and install it. And you have to name whatever server you want. Just for demonstration, I showed it to you. I have enabled it. So for now, I'm in my Kali box, and let me zoom in. Yeah. So in my Kali box, as you can see, uh, you have to type to check if the L port is open, LDAP port is open, you have to do nmap st. St means to quick scan, O means operating system, and nmap by default will give me the all the ports. So as you can see, the LDAP port is open. It's 389, and LDAP SSL port is also open, which is 636. So we can enumerate through that port. So the basic thing about LDAP is you can grab the data while capturing the packet. You can use a Wireshark and capture those packets. LDAP doesn't provide any security by default. If any person logins to the server or logins to the machine, whichever it is using the AD server, so if you capture those packets, you can see it as a plain text. I have given an example in my manual to see whatever the password is. So as you can see, this is the enumeration of LDAP. Next, we will be seeing NTP enumeration, what all things we can get through NTP. So I have to install a package called NTP date to set my client as NTP server. So the command goes like this: apt get install, sorry, install NTP date. So if I hit enter, it will download the package. As I have already installed it, I don't have to, but your installation will go on. And then I have to mention my NTP server. So to mention my NTP server, the command is simple: NTP date 192.168.1.246. Hit enter. Oh, sorry, my NTP server is 242. Okay. It will take time and it will sync. It will send NTP packets. Yeah. No server. So let me check. So I have restarted my NTP server by typing net stop W32 time. I will stop the servers first and then I will start the server again. So to check, I have to write net, sorry. So as you can see, I have checked it, and let us see the result if it is taking from Google. I have set my NTP server to time.google.com. W32TM. We don't want net. Right? Query status. Okay, query has an I. W32TM. I will leave a space here and a space here. Command is unknown. Let me see. As you can see, my I have synced it again by typing W32TM, which is my time server, and I have resynced it. So because it was showing source name local, it was picking its local. That's why I resynced it. And now after resync, when I check the status, it shows it's picking from the correct source, which is time.google.com. And now if we do a port scan, we will be able to see the NTP port open. So it's not showing, maybe a restart is required. So let it leave it. I will show you, I will connect directly to the NTP server. Let's see if it picks the time or not. So I was typing the IP wrong. It's 255.242. And if you hit enter, it got the IP from that, it got the time from that IP. And now the second command we are going to type is to, first of all, we will look at the scripts which are in NTP data base. We will type help. And as you can see, there are many type of things we can do with NTP. So we will use this monlist script to perform an attack, to just perform an attack. So the command goes like this: nmap, okay, nmap minus s capital U minus P capital U, and the port we will define it manually, which will be 123, which is UDP 123 is our NTP server, equal to NTP mon list. Then we have to define the IP 168.255.242. And if you hit enter, Nmap will scan. As you can see, it picked up my MAC address and NTP is open. But if any client was connected, it will show up here. So one of the results I have put in my list, and you can Wireshark also the NTP packets. Next, we will see an SMTP enumeration. So we are back. We will do an SMTP enumeration. Let me randomly pick an SMTP server. Everyone has an SMTP server, so I will do SMTP cox.net. Yeah, I got an IP. Everything is set. And next we will do a telnet to port number 25. Telnet smtp.cox.net space 25. If it connects, this means we are connected to SMTP. Let us see if it connects. I will pause this video. So the smtp.cox.net was down. So we will try a different mail server. We will try a popular one, which is Gmail, but they will have a security. So I am not sure whether if it works, but we will connect. I will try to show you how to connect it. So you have to do telnet smtp.gmail.com and port number 25. Yes, we are connected. The next step, what we have to do is we have to talk in a language of SMTP. I will type hello, which will not give any connection because it is secure. But our test website showed us how to, our test website definitely showed us that cox.net gave us a reply of, I will show you in the manual. Yeah. So our, as you can see, our cox.net gave us a reply of a valid IP, which was address, which was ourtest.com, and it was Bob. And I checked the command mail from. So mail from basically means I'm mailing from this email address to john@cox.net. At the time of writing this book and at the time I practiced this stuff, it worked. But it is not working. You can simply, I have given a common format where you can see that how you have to type the format. Okay, Gmail doesn't work, but we will try different things also. So let me check if, so as you can see, I have tried a Reddit mail, but it is also, it required an authentication. But there are weak SMTP servers also out there where we do not require any authentication, and when we can send a mail from and to without any authentication. And you can actually automate this stuff also. We will talk in a bit, but I will show you because our SMTP is not working. That's why I will show you in this thing. So SMTP user Bob at Cox, and you have SMTP user enum. Enum means enumeration attack, which is a tool in our Kali box. You have to type /m and recipient will be Bob, and it will be two SMTP Cox dot means it will be using this SMTP server. And if you hit enter, you will see this thing and it will be sent. But at your time you have to search, just go and search Google, open SMTP servers, and you can do perform this lab. So we have completed this enumeration topic. See you in the next topic.